Welcome to Women Leading AI, where we talk to important women about important things that have to do with AI. Okay? It's AI, right? All right, today we have a special guest, and we are so super excited to have an opportunity to hear from her about something that most people aren't talking about. You know, AI is moving extremely fast, and unfortunately, compliance and governance and all those things that's supposed to be wrapped around it are not moving near as fast as they should be. And today we're going to have an opportunity to talk to somebody that's not just a provider of something, but she's what they call an architect. What's up,
All right, an architect. Come on now.
All right, so Krystal, can you tell us a little bit about, number one, who you are, what you do, and what's the difference between a founder and an architect?
Let's talk about it. Let's unpack it.
Unpack it.
Well, again, my name is Krystal Johnson, and I'm glad to be here. It's a beautiful set. I love everything that you're doing with women and AI. And being a founder of many companies, my husband and I have been blessed enough to have owned 42 companies, was running all at the same time with a large staff, with large bills, okay? But with that being said, back in 2021, I would say around that time, we got the tap and the nudge about AI before it got mainstream.
Wow.
So just being in circles and being in those environments already in business, we were privy to information before everybody got a hold to it. So we were able to start testing out a few of those AI tools, and there wasn't many, not like they are today. So we started using them in our business. So I wasn't an architect at that point. I was just doing what people are doing now, and that is just trying things, just seeing what they can use it for. And it was able to save our company, our overhead, over $500,000 a month in just a salary. And I don't know about you guys, but you know, husband and wife, we're tapping each other like, well, how many other people, friends really, that was the question back then, that we can kind of tell them about these tools so they could save some money in their business. And it wasn't about laying people off or anything like that. It was just really using it to de-stress the field, like just helping each department in our companies use these tools to get things done a little bit faster, because everything is going, money is moving, right? Okay. And so with that being said, we're business owners, okay? And so being an architect just came about recently, and it was the way God wanted it to be. Because he architected me, but he allowed vision to come into me I was just creating a solution for someone. And that is where you really build wealth, is creating solutions to other people's problems. And so I got a friend, she was actually a coaching client, and she called me and she said, I'm going through a lawsuit. She had a commercial lawsuit at the same time, a lawsuit of an employee. And she was fearful, she was scared. She happened to call me on a Sunday, right after I came home from church. And she wanted me to help her figure out how she could get a compliance officer in her company without having the budget.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
I didn't have an answer for her right away. So I told her I'll call her back. And I asked God to help me help her. And all I did was I just was feeding my family that Sunday evening, and what ended up happening was he gave me the nudge to build, and that's what an architect is. It's someone who builds something, not someone who started. See, being a founder, you start something. But when you're building something, that's when you're an architect.
Okay.
So he said, you're gonna build her what she can't afford.
Wow.
Wow.
That's good.
Wow.
So I built her a compliance officer named Egypt. Beautiful compliance officer. Yeah. She is.
She is.
But Egypt can talk to her any time of night. You know, if she have any type of problems that, you know, she don't want to run it by the attorney at that time, because the attorney bill you every conversation, even outside of the courtroom. If you're confused about things, and that's what her frustration was. She was simply confused about all the things that she couldn't understand in the courtroom. So she needed to talk to him outside of that. And he said, you need a compliance officer. She didn't have the budget. So AI was built, an agent was built And now she's still using it to this day. The whole entire staff is using Egypt. And the beautiful part about it is she can talk to Egypt 7 days a week, 365 days of the year, anytime. But it has helped rewrite her policy handbooks. It's rewriting so many documents for her faster. And I mean, she can control everything within her fingertips anytime. She can talk, she can audio talk to Egypt, or she can type and she can print out documents for her company. But she's saving $160,000 a year.
Wow.
Because that's what the compliance officer would cost her full time, and part time is $80,000. But now for a smaller cost, and that was just a solution.
Wow.
So was this your first time building an agent?
It wasn't my first time building an agent,
Okay.
but it was the first time building a compliance agent.
Compliance agent.
Yes.
Wow.
So what were the things that you had to go and study and research in order to be able to bring this solution to her problem?
To be honest with you, I went straight to prayer.
Yeah.
Because I understand compliance from a founder's perspective, because as a company owner of a holistic health practice, I had to have HIPAA, OSHA, and all the things myself and my own companies. Being veteran, being a part of the Air Force, I'm a veteran, I was around compliance all the time. But I never knew that pieces of my history of my life would come back. And that's what happens. We just don't appreciate all the things that
Yes.
we went through. And then I also have a sister that's a certified fraud examiner, so those questions. So I had enough information from past experiences, my own self in business, to sit with God and say, well, can I even do this? And God said yes. So he actually told me the tool to go to with an agent that I had already built, my main assistant agent. And I started putting the tools and the things together, deep research, to build all the manuals out that her agent would need to serve her. Now, she lives in Texas, but the lawsuit and her company is in California. However, this is serving her and is saving her so much money and time, and her attorney is so appreciative because he actually uses the agent as well when he needs
That's great. That's great.
So what was the thought process of expanding it from being able to provide this service for this one person to now opening it up to other people to do the same thing?
It was never a thought. It really wasn't. The truth of it was, just letting people know, because I was a solution for her company, but I just happened to speak about it on what we would call in AI Consultants Friday. I think it was called like post your testimony. And I never would post things like that, but it was about 11:30 at night and it was almost midnight. God said, post Egypt and just talk about compliance. And I did. And a lot of consultants, I woke up the next morning and people were like, I want to learn this.
Yeah.
I would love, it was just people that already knew that maybe they were part of compliance themselves. They just found their niche. They was like, I think this is it. Can you teach me? Well, I knew that what I had just built for her would be probably complex to just teach it on a Zoom and leave it there. I didn't want people confused, so I went back to God. And I said, God, you got to help me, because I know I can teach it verbally, but there's no way people will get it on a 2-hour Zoom or a 3-hour Zoom. He said, well, let's build an agent that will build agents.
Wow.
I'm like, well, how are we going to do that?
Right, right.
And I sat in front of the computer again, and we went to work. And so that's how Centrix was born and built. Centrix was is an architect a software that is an architectural software, compliance software that builds compliance agents for consultants to go do their work a lot faster.
So let me ask you, where did you get the name Centrix? What does that mean?
Well, Centrix is structure and center. So you definitely want to center everything in business around compliance. You want everything to be done legally, right? And done right. So I started with my agent and I said, I need to name you.
I need to name you.
I said, you need a name. And we started going through, and you like ask the question, right? You just ask the question. And Centrix gave herself a name. We went through about 6 different names, and that's the one that stood out.
Okay.
Wow.
So in building Centrix, now you have a business that caters to compliance and governance, correct?
Well, Centrix is not a business. It's just that. It's an agent. It's a tool. It's infrastructure.
Infrastructure. Okay.
It's part of our company. I am the founder of Tsalach Leadership, which is Hebrew for growth.
Okay.
And that's it's a product now, but it is here to help anyone who want to go in this lane, to help other business owners or help themselves. As we have company owners that actually started with their own agent, their own compliance agent, before they said we're going to help somebody else. So yes.
Yeah, I think that was, I remember hearing you guys talk. I was at a event there
in
Atlanta. And as soon as you said compliance, it's like I was like, wait a minute, somebody thinking like me? Wait a minute, okay. Maybe I'm not so crazy. Because coming from an auditing standpoint, I audited casinos for a while, and I saw it before automation took over. So
the hard work.
It was literally, we were sitting down with numbers and calculators at the time. It was before they automated the systems with the machines, so that tech would talk to. It was before all of that, but I saw people running head first into a brick wall. Like that's what I saw it. And seeing it from that, and then coming to hear you talk about it because I hadn't even thought about compliance and AI, or utilizing AI to help with a compliance issue. I had never thought about that. So when I heard you talk about it, it was like my head just went, whoop, wait a minute. Okay, this is something. So let me ask you, people that are not taking this serious right now, where do you see this being 3 years from now if people don't take the compliance issue serious?
I can tell you something. Well, let's go back to what's going to happen regardless before we even talk about the compliance piece. By law, I just got a nudge by a friend of ours, and she's in our community, our compliance, but she has 20 years of cybersecurity background. And she was at a conference just this past week, and she said, by law, all companies here in the future will have to use AI. And I said, have to? Because you would think it would still be a choice. She said, no, they're going to have to. So this is a legal conversation that's happening in a closed room.
Wow.
And so I said, okay. She said, so Krystal, this is what I'm telling you. You have helped and you don't realize, but we're so ahead of what's about to happen.
Yeah.
So she was just giving me that thank you, like we're on to something as a community, a compliance community. And so with that, it goes back to us making sure that people understand that if they use the tools, not if, but when, that's the part, is that they're using them right, because now they can actually, people are just literally one click away from a lawsuit.
Yeah.
They're one, chat bot question away, or posting things, with using their AI tools that could shut their whole company down. And the most scariest part is when those legal actions take place, they freeze your bank accounts before they're starting to shut you down. They give you about 30, 60 to 90 days to get things corrected. And then they freeze your accounts when money is needed to correct some of these things.
Wow. That's scary.
Yeah. To have to use AI in your business without an option,
it's scary.
That is.
But I mean, I guess it goes back to, I guess I'm kind of dating myself here. I remember black and white televisions. I remember TVs going off at night. I remember times without cell phones, like, the whole business. And I remember all of these waves of electronic advancement that we were, at that time, I don't believe, privy enough to catch the wave, right?
Yeah.
But we are all on somewhat of a level playing field at this point. The first time that I remember it ever being this way. and to see how now everything is, well, I say majority of things have gone to a digital world. It went from analog to digital.
Deregulation.
Now. So now we're coming into this AI. I could literally see where everything is going to be almost required in order for your business to continue moving forward. So have you heard, I was looking at it from the insurance standpoint, have you heard some of the compliance things that are coming down? Do you get those updates, or how does that work?
So I end up getting updates because I am sitting up now, because this is something that's in front of me every day because of what I've been able to build. I'm now meeting so many different people from so many different industries. Because Centrix and Centrix Pro is built with 70 different industries, not just the people that's in this space of compliance, but I do have a lot of conversation with business owners. My husband and I, our company is partnered with JP Morgan Chase Bank, and they send clients to us all the time.
Wow.
So those conversations are being had. And I'm just thankful enough that we're in the seat, because going back to what you just said, my husband and I have been blessed enough to be part of 2 already. We lived it, and we were able to do well in 2 deregulated government deregulation industries, and that was telecom and energy. Now, telecommunication, it's like, it was one of those things that they didn't tell everybody. You just had to know about it and act on it. Okay, but telecom control the way we communicate today. Energy control the way we powered our business. But this is AI is that third wealth trend. And if you're in this room, and if you're viewing right now, you know about it. You can't even say you don't know, because at this point you do. What are you going to do with it? The beautiful part is that AI is not just affecting one country, it's affecting all at the same time. And what's even bigger is compliance has a seat at the table.
That's good. In thinking about that, I believe that AI needs more diversity. And so when you think about diversity, when you think about women coming to the table, what are your thoughts about women including themselves in the AI conversations even?
Well, I can tell you this, it's a beautiful place to be in, because, you know, with so many different industries, you could think, and we have been told for so many years that it's a man's world. And even if it was, we've seen too many stories of too many women. If you go back, they have become wealthy in those same spaces. So it's like, even if you had one person or 2 that showed you that it could be done, it might have been tough for them to break through. But one of the things that AI is doing, it's like from the comfort of your own home. You're now positioned to make millions if you want, or design your life if you like, with this wealth trend, and you're unstoppable. And with compliance or AI, whichever one, it's just a beautiful space for women, because it is bringing so many women just like us today together. And it doesn't matter if people are using AI in the same place, it's still bringing us together. But it also gives everybody a chance to just design their worlds, design their lives. And it's like I heard someone say earlier, that it's like the stroke of a paintbrush with AI. Like, you get to design everything that you want to be, and no one's stopping you. There's no man stopping you, if that's what you think, you know, could be, but there's no. I look at Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry was already in an industry that was powerful. He's making great money. But for him to take life the way he really wanted it, and to get his stories the way he wanted them to be heard, he had to go build his own film studio. Because he was still bottlenecked inside of different places, or on other people's, what would you call it? Platforms. But now, when he has Tyler Perry Studios, that's amazing, because no one can stop how he wants to write. And that is the same thing. Well, AI is a little bit different though, because you don't have to go build anything. You don't need a budget.
That's true.
with some free tools, you could build compliance infrastructure that now saves a company $160,000 a year, and you get paid a retainer of $17,000 to $20,000 a month with a free tool you built that with. So what's stopping you?
Absolutely nothing.
You know, I just finished a book called Still Human, Using the Soul in the Age of AI. And it's based around the misconception that many women have. And one of the things that I have heard over and over again is that I'm not ready for AI. I don't know if AI will work for me. We know that AI is not going anywhere.
That's
and as
right.
you have said, AI will be mandatory for business to operate. So these women must get themselves ready. Can you share more about how women can use AI?
Definitely so. Just look at just being at home. Everybody loves convenience. That's the whole reason why we have a vacuum cleaner versus sweeping.
Correct.
That's why people have microwaves in their homes. They, you know, not that those are healthier choices, but when we're tired, we choose to use tools when it's convenient.
Right.
So we love convenience. And so just like the old, you know, now it's going to be where we want a good recipe, we would go to Google and look at the recipes and things, or go get a cookbook and look at a cookbook. But now you can use ChatGPT. You can create an agent that says, these are all of my children's dietary needs. My husband is on this medication. The doctor has said that he can't eat this, he can't eat that. And with all the information, and you can make sure that you program your agent so this information is never used, that OpenAI can never use. That's all in the settings.
Yes.
That's a whole nother podcast topic.
Yes, it is, for real.
But you can design an agent that knows all of the family's dietary needs, okay, or any goals. And now you just click on Rosie. Jetsons, right? You click on Rosie and say, listen, I only have 15 minutes. I need a quick lunchbox idea, and this is what I have in my. Rosie gonna say, what's in the refrigerator?
Right.
I have cabbage, I have this, I have that. She automatically goes into thinking. She knows my daughter Krystal's needs. She knows Dakota's needs. She knows Israel needs, and she knows Aiden can't have dairy. So she immediately tell me what to grab out of the options I gave her. And she says, let's start with Krystal. Here's Krystal. And it's making my lunchbox prep easier without me having to think through it.
Yeah.
That's fabulous.
So that's just a way that you can use it. And of course, there's many others, but you can design agents around the house that keeps track of multiple things for business and for the home.
That is so good.
So let me ask you, when you think about creating agents, what do you think are maybe the 3 best tools for creating agents?
Right now, I can only speak for about what I'm using. I use OpenAI. I do use that. I use Perplexity, and we definitely use Claude. But Lovable is good too.
Okay.
That's so good. So what you're talking about and describing as a whole is not just a niche, right? It is literally the way that things are being done and going to be done at some point. Can you give us like something to like ponder when it comes to us deciding how we want to utilize it in our daily life?
I think you would just need to kind of look at your own pain points. Everybody has them. What frustrates us the most? You know, you just look at your business or just how you do things around the house, and you start there, and you start to say, what do I complain a lot? Everybody has like a complaining tongue sometimes, which we shouldn't, but you know, even if you have the thoughts in your head, you're still, God hear those complaints.
Right.
But you ask yourself, what can I possibly build or use that can help my own personal frustrations?
That's good.
Because if you ponder that and you start there, whatever is a pain for you is probably a pain for 4 other people that's within arm's reach.
That's so good. That's so good. So once identifying that pain point and creating something to help you, what's the process of taking it from just helping you to helping somebody else?
Well, first, talking about it.
Yeah.
Because as you have a lot of conversations around anything that you build, that's when people will give life to, can I use it? You know, like just somebody saying, what you built, you know, what you've done, can it help me too? And sometimes it just sparks another person's interest in what you've built, sparks your belief that this is so something. Good. Yeah.
That's good. That's so good. And I can see that so much because, you know, now people are having the conversation more. There was a time you didn't have the conversation.
Right.
And I was at the salon the other day and I'm listening to the conversations that's going on around me, not saying anything, just listening. Because, you know, I was like, oh, AI gonna take everybody's job. Yeah, but it's gonna create a whole bunch of them too. Like, I didn't say that, but you know, that was what I was thinking in my head. I'm like, yeah, you're right, it is gonna take jobs, but it's also gonna create them.
Right.
And so, talking about what it is that I do, or talking about what it is that can be done with the tools that are at our hands, like you said, some free. It does give you an opportunity to say, wow, what I'm learning or what I have to offer is really like valuable, not just to me, but to other people. So I absolutely love that.
I am working on, I'm fine-tuning a app called Born Legacy.
Ooh.
And it's an app that monitors patterns. We grew up with family patterns, sometimes unhealthy patterns.
We talked about that.
That became normal for us. We must be mindful of what God wants for us. God told me last year, I want you to help my children get rid of or get delivered from their soul wounds. Soul wounds began to show me family patterns, childhood patterns. The childhood patterns began to show me what I can do with AI to help others. Yeah. So it's exactly what you guys are talking about. When we create something, when we become an architect, because
yes, you are an architect.
I'm building now.
Yes.
When we become architects, we can't think about me, myself, and I. How can what I'm building, how can what I'm creating help others? Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
This is so good. We could just keep going for the next 45 hours right here on this subject, but we're going to wrap this episode up and we're going to come back and we're going to continue that conversation because I think we're going somewhere with that. Yeah. All right, so until next time, women leading AI. We'll see you.